We're live. Hey, everyone on Facebook. Welcome to Ladies' Night. I'm just getting myself situated here. Yes, I do have notes. I do not remember all these things. But welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me just turn on my chat so I can see when everybody reaches out to say hi. And let's see. Did we lose Carla? Did we just lose Carla?
I think
We may have. We're going to give her a minute to come back. Okay. In the meantime, one of my talents is killing time. So I'm just going to, I'm saying hi again to, oh, there she is. Carla is back.
Carla.
And you definitely do need to turn on your video, Carla, or nobody will see you. We see that you're here, but no one out in Facebook will see your lovely face if you don't have your camera on.
The host is not allowing participants to unmute themselves.
There you go. We hear you.
We just don't see you. Yay.
There you are.
How that happened at that minute, I have no idea.
Divine intervention, right?
I don't even want to touch anything. It says there's a big thing in the middle of my screen. I don't want to touch it.
If it just says we're being live streamed, you can click got it, the little blue button or whatever it says. That's all.
The host is not allowing participants to unmute themselves. So can I hit OK?
You can hit OK to that because we can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, good. I don't want to leave again.
Yes. I think that would mean if, and I am not the host, but if I were hosting this call, I could mute you and you could not unmute yourself. So, which I promise not to do, of course. I mute myself from time to time, as we were talking about, just as we were, gearing up. Sometimes my dogs, they like to say hello. So I mute them. So once in a while I will mute. And also, as we get into conversation, basically what'll happen is when one of you is speaking, out in Facebook where everyone's watching, hello everyone, they'll see just your face so they can kind of really focus on what you're saying. So that'll happen too, but that's all sort of behind the scenes. We'll see each other right now. And again, we are live. So hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
It's a couple of really exciting things that are happening tonight. We're doing some new and exciting,
I think Colleen froze a little.
Yep.
I see that. Should we?
Oh, now, did I just disappear?
You froze.
Okay. You guys all froze. So I feel like, no, you froze. I didn't.
No, you froze.
Sure.
Yes. Then I thought to myself, I just got booted too. So something must have been me.
Just me then.
Tonight is going to be the night of dogs and technical difficulties, it seems. But that's okay. We're just going to roll with it. And now I'm getting texts. Okay. Everybody, this just goes to show that it is not just, we just show up on this call and it magically happens. We have a team behind the scenes, my team at Boom. They are, incredible. And everybody's looking out. I'm getting a text that says, we lost you. Oh, you're back. And so we know, hopefully I will stay where I am now. And we won't have any more technical glitches. But let me get back to my chat because I do see some more people coming. We have Wendy from Milwaukee and Kimberly from Michigan.
I think Wendy's my friend. Hello, Wendy.
Yay! Oh, that's so cool. Hi, Wendy. Jody, Michigan. Andrea says hi to Carla. So Andrea,
might be mine.
I don't know. I say Andrea, but it could be Andrea. It's funny. I have a funny little story. My son's very first girlfriend, her name was Andrea. And then they broke up and he met a new girl and her name was Andrea. And I could not get it.
Oh,
Spelled exactly the same way. They just pronounce. And, when you pronounce your name a certain way, like that's your name. So if I were to call Andrea, especially since she knew that was the old girlfriend, it didn't go over at all. But
well, my husband's girlfriend before me was Claire and I'm Kate. So you can imagine his mom calling me Claire all the time. But we got married, so.
That's right. It's funny. Sometimes I think, the universe, it's very wise, knows, a lot more than we do sometimes. And my ex-husband, actually, his mother called me Christine all the time. My name is Colleen, obviously. She called me Christine, and then she would always crack up. She was from Long Island. Oh my God, I called you Christine again. I don't know why I'm doing that. And then we didn't work out. We got a divorce and he married a Christine and they are still together today. So somehow she knew it was a Christine out there. And anyway, all good memories, but that was just sort of a funny one so Andrea or Andrea says hi to you, Carla. Then we have Patty from Oklahoma, Lori from Wisconsin. Thank you everybody for chiming in and saying hello, especially with these technical difficulties. We want to make sure you can all hear us and see us. Deborah, who is one of our Boom ambassadors, she was on the last ladies night from Canada. Deborah's here. Hi, Deborah. Vicky from, I don't know if this is LA or Louisiana, but it says from LA. So I'm going to say hi, Vicky. Diane from British Columbia. So we have a couple Canadians in the house tonight. Brenda from North Carolina. Diane from Wisconsin. And Linda also says hi to you, Kate. So you ladies brought the crowd tonight. Yay. That's so exciting.
Yay.
How fun. That's so exciting. Well, thank you. Thank you everybody for putting up with those couple little glitches there. I promise, we're going to get past that and we are going to dive into some pretty exciting things tonight. First announcement, I want to let everyone know we are hosting a little giveaway tonight. So for anybody who posts a comment, and that includes all of you lovely ladies who just said hello to us. So if you post a comment or say hello, you're going to be entered into this little giveaway, and we'll let you know at the end of the night how you can get your prize. So that's if you comment right now, just say hello. That's going to get you an entry into our giveaway, and I'm going to have more details in that in just a second. And let's see. I have to make sure that I have I do have my sample bag, which took me a minute to find this thing. You'll see when I show you what the prize is. I've had mine for a while and I use it religiously. I love it so much. And I just couldn't find it. And I was tearing apart my garage and my car to find it. So just a little sneak peek. I will show you in just a few minutes. So I just want to take a second. I'm going to introduce myself. I am Colleen. I'm the COO of Boom, and welcome to Ladies Night. This is going to be a really good one because it's Pro Age Month. If you haven't noticed on our social medias and in our emails that we've been sending, the month of August, we dedicate the entire month of August to honor and celebrate all of the lovely pro-age women in our Boom community, including all of you. So tonight we're celebrating Pro-Age Month with, as I said, a couple of fun surprises, some extra live demos. All three of us are going to be demoing some of our favorites tonight, pro-age tips, and we have another announcement, which I'm going to get to in just a second. If at any point you have any comments or questions for us, just drop them in the comments on the Facebook page, and my amazing team will make sure that they get over to me and we answer your questions while we're live. So please chime in if you have anything. If this is your first Boom Ladies Night, you picked a great one to start. So welcome. We are super excited to have you during Pro Age Month. And if you've been to a Ladies Night in the past, thank you again for joining us. We're super excited to have you back. I'm really excited to welcome these two fascinating ladies, pro-age women with me tonight. So please welcome Carla Blaha and Kate Christensen. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Both of these ladies are ambassadors and they are Boom pros. in just a minute, we're going to be doing a couple live demos, like I said, of all of our favorite Boom. And both of these ladies have some pretty cool favorites and tips to share. They're each from small towns, which we thought was pretty interesting. Kate is from a small town in Wisconsin, and she is a lifestyle model and actor. And she's been in commercials and on billboards, and she had a guest spot on a TV show. And when she's not in front of the camera, she is skiing or running or hiking or doing yoga, which makes her my hero, among many other things. Not to say that I am lazy, but just, the active lifestyles, I'm always just in such awe. I do, I do think that I could do a little bit more in that way. And also we have with us Carla. Carla is from another small town in New York. She is a former third grade teacher. She switched careers a while back and kind of reinvented ourselves. And we've talked about reinvention on a couple of ladies' nights, which is really super fun topic. Now Carla runs her own business. She has a podcast, an ebook. She's working on another book. These are busy ladies. And just like Kate, she also is a performer. In fact, she had the same role on stage over 40 years ago and did it, 40 years apart, played the same role, which is super cool. And Carla, I'll have you talk about that in just a second. And actually, I'm just going to throw it right over to you, Carla. We'd love to hear a little bit more of that, and also a little bit more about just your life and career and whatever you want to share, just so that everyone can get to know you.
Well, ordinary, it's not. So yes, I did. I started in the early 1980s performing in the Rocky Horror Picture Show in one of the first Shadowcast productions at the first theater it started at in Greenwich Village. I was in high school. And then I did that for years and took a long break. And then about 13 years ago, picked it back up, corset, garter belts and all, and performed up until about 2 years ago as the lead, as the transvestite. And I was just asked again, and unfortunately had to turn it down for personal reasons. But I'm the woman that plays a man who plays a woman. And I am completely different than what you see right now when I do that.
Love it.
So
much.
fun.
So fun. Yeah, that's so fun. Kate, how about you? Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So I did not aspire to be a lifestyle model / actor, but I let my hair go silver about 4 years ago, and this was underneath. And the next thing I know, I was signed by an agency. So that was super fun. And it was like a complete, career change for me as well. And so there's lots of auditions. COVID kind of changed things, lots of home auditions now. But super exciting and lots of print ads. And my friends call me like a fake old person just because kind of a funny story. But so that has just been just a fun kind of second act for me. Super fun. So, yeah.
I love it. We're gonna dive right in. Like I said, I have a couple of announcements which are super fun tonight, and I'm gonna start there with. So really soon we're gonna be running a sale here at Boom on two of. We've actually done polls with our team, and it's one of our internal team favorites. And then also my favorite, which I've talked about a bunch, too, Boom Nectar and Boom Gold, and we're going to be putting those on sale in the next couple of days here. So keep an eye on your email or social media, and we'll announce when we're going to put those on sale. But tonight we are all going to demo one or the other of those, since it's, kind of one of our favorites too. So we're still finalizing the last minute details of that. And again, just, keep your eye on our Facebooks and on our socials and in our email, and we will announce that. I'm super excited about this because, as I mentioned, my favorite is Boom Gold. I have it I probably have a couple bottles of it, and it really is, it's like gold. Like I just use it every single day. I love the smell. I love the feel. I just love everything about it. So you've heard me say that many times if you have been on Ladies Night, and tonight I'm going to do a little demo of that. In fact, tonight I washed my face. Normally I wash my face and at least put the Boom Gold on before I do the demo. Tonight it's like just washed. It's sort of still dry. We want to get our moisturizer on. So I'm looking forward to demoing and putting the Boom Gold on. We're also going to demo our moisturizing serum. That's our, which is another, as I said, this is the team favorite overall. The team voted this as the number one favorite. That's also going to be on sale. And as I said, both of our ladies tonight love these moisturizing serums, and they're going to tell you a little bit more about that and how they use it in just a second. So just to recap, Boom Gold, Boom Nectar, they're going to be on sale in the next couple days. Keep your eye out for it. If you have any questions about these favorites, tonight is the night you should ask, and just definitely drop us a comment. And I will try to, I'll try to look over at the comments, as we go, because it's going to be a busy night. So that's the big announcement, number one. The second is we are hosting a giveaway tonight for anybody who posts a comment below while on the below the video while we're still live. So it has to be during this Facebook Live. And I see lots of people already engaging, and I love that. Thank you so much. We are going to be giving away one of these, as I said, one of these really cool mesh bags. I use mine for the beach. So I got my towel in there. I have my water bottle, but this is, it's an amazing mesh bag. You can use it for the farmer's market. Like I said, I use it for the beach. Now, if you look really closely, you'll notice that mine is actually upside down. I don't know why. When we got the prototypes, I got one of the prototypes shipped to me and it was upside down. I just thought that was so cool because sometimes I feel a little bit upside down, but the one that you get the patch will be on there right side up. So yeah, it's super versatile. You can use it pretty much anywhere. So tonight you can win one of those bags just by making a comment. And each comment is going to be an entry, and we're going to announce 5 winners at the end of Ladies Night. I won't actually name names, but my team in the comments will let you know if you've won and let you know how to get your prize. And you don't have to stay until the end to win, but you do have to comment, as I said, during the live. Another fun thing we're doing tonight is we're going to do a little bit of Boom trivia. So I'm going to ask just a couple of trivia questions, nothing really difficult. And you can respond again right here in the comments. And the first person who answers correctly will also win a mesh bag. So same thing when the team sees, they're going to let you know right away how to get your prize. So I'm actually going to start the trivia right now just because that's super fun. And I couldn't wait to do this. And so the first person who answers with the correct answer in the comments is going to win this mesh bag. So get your fingers ready. Everyone ready? Okay, so first question is, which Boom moisturizers are made with all natural ingredients? And remember, you got to type it into the comments. So which?
I can't guess.
You can guess, but you will be getting a little prize anyway. Just for
I'm
you.
kidding.
So yeah. Yeah. And so as I said, my ladies in the comments are going to tell me when we have a winner, and they're going to respond to your comment again with how you can claim your prize. I don't see anyone answering. I don't know if it's just, maybe we're getting bombarded with answers. So I'm going to give it just a second, and then we're going to jump right into the demos because we got lots to cover tonight. So yeah, I'm going to go into the demos, and we will come back to that, to our winner. All right. So like I said, it is Pro Age Month, so we wanted to do something a little bit different. We often ask our guests on Ladies Night, what's your favorite Boom? But we rarely get to demo those favorites. So tonight we're going to be demonstrating all of our favorites. You already know my favorite is Boom Gold, and I'm going to demo that here in a second. But first, I would love to start with Boom Nectar. And so I'm going to throw it out to you ladies, Kate and Carla. I know you both said that it's your favorite or one of your favorites. Can you tell me why you love it? Kate.
Sure. So I was going to show you guys what the Boom Nectar looks like. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard with my light maybe, but
yeah.
Just like, so like, I don't know, emollient, and like, it really is like a nectar. I mean, and I love how it smells. It just feels so luxurious. And one of the things that I do, because I live in Wisconsin and we have harsh winters, I put it on before I go out in the morning for a run, like usually in the winter or in our windy springs. And then, so it's kind of like a barrier on my face. And so I feel like I am totally protected from the harsh elements. And then I come back and I feel like the combination, this is maybe a little gross, but the sweat and the product, it makes me feel like I've had a facial after I exercise. So I just think it's the coolest thing. And it just, I mean, you can see it on my hand, how shiny it is. It's just so emollient and lovely. And so love it. And then, you can always finish off in the hair. Yeah. Little smoothing action.
I love that trick.
I know, it's a good trick. Anyway, so that's my story with the nectar.
Love it. Carla, how about you? How do you use nectar? What makes it your favorite?
It honestly is. I was in love with nectar. I have it right here from the minute I got it. I don't usually use products for any length of time because I almost become resistant to them. And that's been since I was young. I have not found that with this. So I do admit I do use the gold too. So I might flip back and forth. The hair trick is excellent. As you guys know already, I think that I tend to take this and the glow and put it on the top of my hands because my hands are aged looking from sunspots. So I will put it on my face and then I'll put it on the tops of my hands, because it gives the same effect to my hand. There is no residue with it, so you don't feel like you're wearing anything. You put it on at first, it's very smooth, and then it's almost poof, gone. You don't feel like you have anything on. And I didn't have to, sometimes I have to get used to things that my skin may break out a little. It never happened. Never happened.
Yeah, same with me. And I mean, I was very skeptical about putting an oil on my face. Like when we came out with Boom Gold, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take it for the team. And I don't know how I lived without it. I honestly don't. And never, to your point, Carla, I never broke out from it. I just thought putting an oil on your face, that seems counterintuitive. And it's actually what your face needs. It's made of I think there's 8 organic oils in here. It smells just heavenly. And again, like it absorbs into your skin and you don't feel it just a few minutes into wearing. In fact, I'm going to put it on now while I'm talking about it. And I'll sort of show you the difference. So I just use a couple little drops and you can see it's just an oil. And I used, 2 to 3 drops. I learned this little trick from one of our ambassadors. I tell you, I learned so much from our ambassadors, is to use the 4th finger because it has the least amount of pressure when you put, when you're putting it near your eye, the delicate skin under your eyes. Because otherwise I would have just been like this, but I'm learning how to take care of my skin and how to be gentle with it. But yeah, that 4th finger for underneath. And then I usually just take the rest and I don't rub it into my face, but I put it on my entire face, even my eyelids, around the crow's feet, if that's what you want to call them, but the corners of my eyes. And then I also, will go, this is the other thing. I would have just rubbed it any old way, but I'm told you have to
go up.
Yes. Right. So we learn all these things. I love it. And then same thing. I just do the little smooth, carry it through the ends. And then I sort of get that smell too. It's amazing. So yeah. And within a minute or two, I'll be ready to put on whatever, put my sticks on over top of it. So basically I just cleanse with Boom Clean and then it's Boom Gold. And then I wait a few minutes while I have my coffee or whatever in the morning and then put on a little bit of, a little bit of color. Yeah. So, and I don't know if either of you want to demonstrate putting it on. I know we just showed it, but, thank you for sharing that. It's definitely, these two are like,
if I can interrupt for a second, I was going to say the other thing about the nectar, which I didn't share, is it actually is an eye. Because I saw you putting the gold, on your eyes, but the Boom Nectar is also an eye serum. So I use that. So it's nice to not have like 5,000 products. You know what I mean? So that can be the eye serum, and then you don't need a separate eye cream or what have you. So
exactly. That's one of the things about all the items in the line is they are multitaskers.
Yes.
All of them. Boom Silk, that's another fun one that I
Right.
love Boom Silk. Like I will take a bath in that. That's
Yeah, mine too.
I have to show because like the Boom Silk, you can see, I just can't even get over. How do I make it go on my camera? I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but
yeah.
you see the oil, like that yellow, luxurious lemony oil. It's not lemon, but that lemon colored oil. It's just,
it's olive oil. It is organic olive oil. And, olive oil for centuries has been, just a skincare wonder.
Right.
And, I will just take like a Q-tip or something and mix it right back in. It will separate. And that's because, there's no additional emulsifiers or any other chemical ingredients in it. So natural products will separate just a little bit, and you just mix it back up. I do use, something like I use a Q-tip so that I'm not sticking my finger in it all the time, but then you just mix it up and use the Q-tip and it go, it's amazing. You can use every single drop of it because it's in that tub. So I love the delivery mechanism too. Yeah. Silk is another one of my favorites for all over.
Yeah. And sorry, Carla. I said I layer the nectar with the silk, like in the harshest of winter days. So that's my other thing that I like to layer it. It's nice. But I interrupted you, Carla. Sorry.
Okay. What this reminds me of is all of these products. When I grew up, my parents, I don't know why they were a bit like this, but they were all about not having things go into your pores. And I didn't grow up in an organic kind of family that would think like that, but they would always talk about whether it be deodorant or things on your skin, not opening up your pores and having toxins come in. That doesn't matter here because I'm not afraid of if I sweat or my pores open because I know I'm dealing with things that are not harsh chemicals. And that's really, for me, a huge plus.
Right. It's almost like food for your skin. It's nutritive and yeah, I agree. Your skin is your biggest organ and it absorbs everything, good and the bad. So yeah, that's actually really good advice. And I grew up, we didn't really know about these things when I was younger and learning and experimenting with different things, different types of creams and things. So, to have something like this that, you can put this over your entire body. Cindy used to say from the tip of your head to the bottom of your toes, it's good for everything. And it definitely is. One of my favorites too, but still I'm sticking with Boom Gold just because, the smell, it's just heaven. So, before we move on, I do want to congratulate Phyllis DiMartino. She correctly identified Boom Silk as a product that is all natural. The correct answer to the trivia is actually all of them. All of our products are all natural, but Phyllis, because you answered, you're gonna be our first winner for that bag. So Ruby will answer. She'll reach out to you and let you know how you can claim your prize. So congrats on that, Phyllis. I think it is time for another trivia question. So this is an easy one. It's true or false. So true or false, both Boom Nectar and Boom Gold are certified organic. So that's a pretty simple one. It's true or false. You got a 50-50 shot. So just, let us know your answer and you can also win a bag. And let's see. So I'm going to continue on with some more demos and I'm going to keep my eye on the feed to see who wins. So I would love to hear about both of you ladies. I would love to hear about your favorite cosmetics. So, and feel free to demo them if you want to. I have a couple of my favorites here, but would love to hear about your favorite cosmetics. We'll start with you, Carla.
Okay, so I guess I have to pick one right now, right? So I'm going to pick one. You know what I'm going to pick, okay?
I do.
Yes, you do. And right here it is, okay?
Yeah.
So the rose, the newer one, the rose. Now, I've always loved the color, but this rose, and it may look a little darker here, but this is so multifaceted. Everything I say here is what I do. I live up to this. So I'm going to do it right here for you. And what I find really cool is you're going to look and you're going to think, oh my God, there's a streak on her face, right? I put it here. I've been known to put it on my neck and on my temples, but what I want to show you is the fact that when you rub it in, it actually really rubs in easily. But you will see it rubs in and it'll start to fade, so it's not going to look like a clown. And after I put on everything, that's what I use for my eyeshadow, my blush, my lipstick. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I have one in my purse. I have one in my makeup drawer, and it does everything. And if I want to switch colors, then I do the color. But I am completely sold on this product. I love it.
Boomstick Rose Nude. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I many places.
I have it on too tonight. I put it on.
And you can see.
In honor of you, Carla, I put it on.
You did?
I
Okay.
do like
I did do the other things for you. So
there you go.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually have my, and everyone knows, like, if it wasn't Boom Gold, Boom Color would have been my choice for like favorite, because I just love it so much. But what's fun about Boomstick Rose Nude is it's the same multitasker that I love in color, but it's an option for just a little bit different look, a little bit more of a rosy look. So it's super fun. And it's kind of it's a toss up. It depends on the day, like which color I'm going to wear. I'm going to actually put on some Rose Nude myself right now, because again, I came totally with nothing on my face at all. But what I loved about you just putting this on, Carla, was, you were like, other than looking in the camera, but like, we're not, I do have a mirror tonight because I don't usually have a mirror. Normally I will do the same and look at my little video. But once I take my glasses off, I really can't see. So I'm going to just use this little handheld mirror. It's a little magnifying mirror, but I do the same thing. And I hear you can really see that streak, and that'll stay on my face too. The redness, I should say, my face will hold that too, just because I'm rubbing it. So it might look a little bit red when I finish, but it will calm down. And then, it's just a little bit more of a subtle rosiness, which I love. And I did not think I was going to love it like I do. I really thought, me and color, we're ride or die, me and color. And no, Rose Nude came along and, changed my mind a little bit. And I kind of wear everything at Boom, not going to lie. I really just love everything that we have created. And I'm going to actually demo another cosmetic that I've been wearing a bunch lately. And that is, so I went on a little trip with my younger son. I just got back last week. We went to London and Amsterdam. We went to, on a little European, he graduated high school. He's going to leave me and go to college and, all of that. So I said, we're going to spend some quality time. And we did a little trip and it was so much fun. And I will say, like, this little bag went with me everywhere. And it had my color and my glimmer, which I really didn't find myself wearing too much because, we're on vacation. There was no, big event to zhuzh up for, but the color and the Rose Nude. And of course I guess because I'm from Jersey, I don't know. I don't usually leave home without a little bit of lash going. But that's just me. But yeah. And then of course, Boom Gloss. I think I devoured an entire tube of Boom Gloss on that trip. I just we walked so much and, you're walking and you're talking to people and I just, reapplied, and you don't have to have a mirror. You just, it's great. And it kind of just gives you that little bit of a finished look. So, I would love to, let me see. I would love to hear how you ladies wear these, either the bright or gloss or any of that. And I'm just going to kind of put it on while you're chatting.
Well, tonight I have on the new rose. I was going to compare them for people. So this is the newer rose color, and then this is the original Boom color. It's hard to see with my light, but
yeah, I can definitely see the difference.
Yeah. So they're just, I feel like maybe it just depends on what look you want, but I do like the new rose color. And then I do the rose often with the gloss on top. And that's what I did tonight for this. So I love that. And I know you said you don't want to zhuzh it may be in the day in London, but I wear it all the time because I feel like and now I'm looking a little bit shiny here, I think also because of my lighting, but I like that kind of glowing look. And I feel like that gives me the shimmer, gives me that glowing look. So
yeah, it's like that.
I wear it all the time too.
A little bit of a dewy finish. That's true.
The dewy finish I like. And the other thing that I do, you know, I don't have my little trio bag that you just showed, Colleen, but I take that. It's so portable. So I go to hot yoga a lot of days of the week. And then I just take my little bag. If I have something to do after, I'll just sneak into the bathroom at the yoga studio and put my, you know, the 3 layers on, the moisturizer and then the color and the zhuzhing, and I'm ready to go. So it's a great portable way to, you know, just put your makeup on.
Yeah.
So I love that. It's just tiny and perfect.
Fits everywhere. And I know, Carla, you mentioned you have a couple of these little bags, don't you? You have one stashed here and one stashed there.
And they're misleading because they hold so much more than what you think. They don't just hold the trio.
Right.
I mean, they hold the bright, they hold a lot.
Yeah.
So I was actually surprised at how much these bags hold. And I do put a lot in there and just pop it into my purse.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, of course, you can throw your 4th stick in there, the Boomstick Rose Nude.
Of course.
Right.
This is actually the most popular item in our store right now. Obviously, we just showed you it's both a blush and a lipstick. And again, I was sort of like, ooh, my color's going to have a little competition. I don't think so. And it does, you know, and you could kind of wear both. If I want just a little more pop of color on the lip, I'll do that with maybe a little bit less on the cheek. It depends too on, I mean, you know, each of you has a different complexion too. So you can play around with, you know, depending on where you're going, what kind of a day it is. If it's, you know, you have a little more color from the sun during the summer, you know, you can kind of play around with it. It's nice to have 2 different tones to play with.
True.
Yeah. And of course you can wear both on your lips, which is really great. One of my favorite things about Rose Nude, which you can't really do with color too much, is it's because it's a little rosier, it's a little more forgiving. So you can do it without a mirror and just sort of do one of those to kind of clean up the little Cupid's bow and you're good to go.
True.
And yeah, that's always important to me, especially if I'm not wearing my glasses, because I really cannot see without my glasses.
Right.
So yeah, so that was super fun. And, you know, obviously both of you have tried Rose Nude. So I'm glad that we got to talk about that a little bit. It's one of the most, you know, the new favorites in our store.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for demos for the moment. I am going to answer a couple questions. So we have a winner for our second trivia question, which was true or false. Boom Nectar and Boom Gold are both certified organic. The answer is true. And so our winner is Kim Carter. And I think, you know, our team has probably already let you know how you can get your prize. Also, okay, so we did get another comment from Linda. She said she'd like to see the brow product demonstrated. And I think, Kate, you love the brow. So let's have you demo I did it real quick while I was talking. But would love to see you demo the brow products. I know you love it.
And I would love to demo it. And I don't know if that's really Linda, my cousin, but she was not a plant because I do love the brow so much. So I was so happy. One of the things that I'm so happy about with this product is, so with my silver hair, I do have dark brows, as you guys can see. But I like to have a little more pop. And I've tried, sorry, my hair's going crazy. I've tried a lot of other products. And this is more like a mousse. A lot of other products, I've tried like high-end products, they flake. So I'm like I'm going through half my day and I'm like, what is on my brows? So what I love about this, it does not flake at all. And you can layer it up. So you can, I'll just try it now to show you guys, but I have to use my mirror here. You can make it, just kind of do a little if you wanted, or you can layer it up and make it as dark as you might want. So I don't know if you can do the other one. I'm going to dip it in and you can see, look, I mean, it's mostly gone. because I'm using it so much. But
that you love it so much.
I do love it. So anyway, this is and I just love that it doesn't flake. And believe me, I've been on the hunt for something. So when you guys came out with this, I was very excited.
Yeah.
So anyway, and the other thing, just it's just like a high-end, nice. It's a glass packaging, so it's super environmentally friendly, more recyclable. But it also just, it just feels nice in your hand and feels, kind of expensive. And it's just a really lovely product. So I just it makes my eyes pop. And I just introduced my sister to it, and she was like, I don't need this, this is unnecessary. And then she was sold. So
now she's hooked, right?
She's hooked. So that was kind of fun. Yeah.
Same. I thought, simple. I don't really need that, but it's nice. It sort of frames, like when you just did that, your eyebrows are already dark and a nice contrast against your silver hair. But that it just took it up a notch even more, just like really crisp. And I'm so glad that you love it. And one thing I do want to make super clear is that you do have to have eyebrows to use this product. It's not let's draw them on kind of. So if you don't have eyebrows, you'll need a pencil. Yeah, you'll need to do a pencil or something. But this is definitely, I've been using it a lot too, because, and I use the taupe. So I use the little bit lighter shade, because my hair is just a little bit lighter now, and we'll get lighter as we go. As everyone knows, I am in the midst of my silver hair journey. I have about this much, blonde left, and I can't even really see the line anymore, because I do still have a lot of brown. But yeah, I have noticed that there are a couple of silver hairs in my eyebrows too. So your eyebrows can go silver too. Some people, they don't. Some people, they stay, real dark for a long time or forever. Everybody's just a little bit different. That's why it's kind of cool to hear people's different silver hair journeys. I loved hearing yours, Kate, how, you basically, your reinvention, another reinvention came, another stage when when you let your hair go natural silver. And I think it looks wonderful. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
So I have a couple more questions that came in, and I just want to make sure that I address everyone. So Sharon says, I'm new to this product so far. I love it. She got the trio. Should she use the rose as well? And I think you asked that question a few minutes ago, and we maybe already covered it, but just to be clear, yeah. I mean, I use both. When I want a little bit more color, I use the color. When I want maybe just a little something more subtle, I use the rose nude. I use them together sometimes. So yeah, definitely the color will come with the trio, because that's like the base, those are the 3 sticks. And then as a nice option for, when you want to do something a little bit different, the rose nude is also available. I'm not sure on this one. Lenore asks, how does this product work for larger pores and frown lines? Does it soften the areas and blend? I'm not sure which product we may have been talking about when you asked that question. Like for frown lines, I don't know if you meant the moisturizer, or if you meant actually the color or the rose nude stick. If you meant like the stick in terms of like creating a contrast with that color, yes, you can blend it in. It really does blend completely in, and you can layer it just like all of our other products. You can just use a little bit. You can layer it, add a little bit more. So I hope that I answer your question there. If not, please do, clarify, and I'll bring it up again. Sherry asks, is this product lighter in color than the original? And I think when Kate held it up, you can see pretty clearly that it is definitely a different shade. So here's your berry boomstick color, and here's rose nude. I could even put it a little bit on the back of my hand, and you can really see it then. So the top is rose nude, and the bottom is boomstick color, and in between are all of my age spots, which,
Stop it.
Listen, I'm proud of every single one of them. I remember, as a little girl, my grandma had age spots, and I just, would love to like connect the dots, whatever. She probably was mortified by it, but I loved it. And it just reminds me of my grandma. So I hope that answered your question. And then I have another question here. What color is the glimmer? Linda Smith Bittel, I hope I pronounced that correctly, says, what color is the shimmer? It's actually called Boomstick Glimmer. And I didn't happen to have one out, but Boomstick Glimmer is, you can see it's a champagne, kind of a champagne, maybe with just a little bit of a rosiness to it. Not even really. It's just really kind of champagne. It does have a slight rosy tint to it. Now that's put on pretty thick, so it looks dark, but you can see it's, again, adds that just a little bit of that shimmer, and you can see it nicely on your cheeks, Kate. I know you.
I put it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I often put it, I didn't tonight, but I often put it on my eyelids as well.
Yeah.
In the evening. And I love how that looks.
I love because
it's more of a glow.
Yeah, because it's creamy. It doesn't settle into any lines, doesn't accentuate any lines.
And in the creases, it does not get in the creases. Like I think that maybe that woman was asking. So it's so moisturizing, all of them, that it doesn't get cakey at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was kind of one of the things that Cindy talked about quite a bit was, not to use the powdered eye products, eye colors, eye shadows, because it does sort of settle that way. Whereas a cream-based product, really it just blends in, and you don't have that, kind of accentuated, the lines in your face. So another question from Robin. Do we wear foundation? Do you women wear foundation? I personally don't wear foundation. You can wear foundation with these products. I don't know if either of you wear foundation typically.
I don't have it on right now. For this purpose, I didn't wear it because I wanted to show just how I would look with I just put moisturizer on, and then I just did the Boom Color and the Boom Glimmer. If I have a job or whatever, I do have to layer it up, and I don't love wearing foundation normally, so I don't. So
I would imagine you kind of have to, right, Carla? You too for work.
Jobs. Yeah.
In the winter time, not so much in the summer. I will wear a light foundation, but again, I've never liked to wear foundation, but I do when I have to. Very lightly. Yeah,
I don't even wear it when I probably should. It just doesn't, I don't know. If you're talking about things that irritate my skin or cause me to break out, foundation is one of them. I have not found a foundation that really works. I will, once in a while, I will powder my nose with just a matte, because my nose tends to get red if I, touch it. It just gets red. I just have that skin, it's very Irish skin, where if I touch it, it just gets red instantly. So once in a while I might powder just to take the shine or the redness down, but not wearing any tonight. Lori asks, what does everyone use under their eyes? Again, I don't use a foundation or a concealer or anything. I don't know if either of you do.
Under your eyes, meaning as in concealer or as a cream? Because I don't use an eye cream. I use the Gold or the Nectar now.
Yeah.
I think she means as a concealer.
Probably. She doesn't specify, but she says, what does everyone use under the eyes?
I do sometimes use a concealer because I noticed I'm a night owl. And I think because I go to bed in the middle of the night or morning, I tend to have circles under my eyes sometimes. So when I have to work or do things, then I do. But one has to be cautious because things go into the creases. So that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, I do a light concealer, not every day, but I did put a little on tonight. I don't know. I use a beauty counter one. I don't have an affinity towards one or another. But it's not something I do every day. I do it because I was going on camera tonight. So day to day, I don't, but camera ready or for a job, I do.
Great. Well, I hope that answers your question, Lori. And then Linda has one other sort of a comment / question. She says, I do have eyebrows, but they're super light. Since going gray, I didn't know what color I should use. So she's going to try the lighter color. I would recommend the lighter color, but that's just a preference. I actually have used the darker one also, and I kind of like that. It's just a little more of a contrast. And so obviously you can see on Kate, it looks lovely with the light hair and that, high contrast eyebrow. So, I mean, you could try them both. They're just different looks. Depends on what what you like.
And I went with the darker because my eyebrows were already dark. My hair used to be brown. My friend Wendy, who's a blonde, I gave her the taupe, and because she had lighter brows. So the taupe was perfect for her. And the taupe looks maybe a tiny bit like you would maybe think as a blonde, this may be too dark for me, but it really is not. It worked great for her. So I would probably tend towards the taupe as a blondish, lighter eyebrow person. That's just my 2 cents.
I've got to go opposite on that.
You're going opposite? All right. We have a discrepancy here.
Blonde hair my whole life, and I just kept it blonde as I got older. It hasn't turned gray yet. I have no idea why, but I was the person that was like in 7th grade and went to the hair salon, and they were like, you really shouldn't be dyeing your hair. And I was like, my hair's not dyed. They said, well, why are your eyebrows so dark? So I always had very dark eyebrows and light blonde hair. So that's how I know. So even here, I don't even see a contrast, but I do wear the darker brow. I don't wear the lighter one. I mean, could I? Yeah, but it doesn't feel natural to me because I was that person with light hair and dark eyebrows. So it's an option.
Just good genes, Carla. Good genes. Yeah, I love it. And I think that's a great point from both of you. It's kind of like you can wear either one. There's no right or wrong. If you're kind of trying to, match, get a little closer to your natural, just choose the one that you feel like works better. But honestly, I like the option of having them both. Just a quick comment from the team. I know I've been saying as soon as people answer, they're going to reach right out to you, but the comment section is a little bit glitchy on Facebook tonight, I'm being told. And so if you won, or I'm going to ask the next question in just a couple minutes. We will definitely reach out to you, even if it's after the live is over, but we know who you are. We know who the winners are, and we'll definitely reach out to you. So another question from Maggie. I love that we're getting so many questions tonight. So much fun. And about, it's about one of our other new products. Do we have any tips for applying the sunscreen? I don't know if you ladies, either of you have the sunscreen, which I have right here, Boom Sun, which, I mean, how do you not just fall in love with this bottle? It's just
right.
So beautiful. It's so elevated. And I love it so much. And I was not like an everyday sunscreen wearer. I am now because I'm educating myself and, child of the 70s and 80s where we, slathered on the baby oil and just took our chances, I guess. And I never really suffered super bad burns. I think it's because I'm just like I would be bored laying in the sun. So I didn't stay long enough, I guess, to get really toasted, but still really not a good idea. But for me, I just do a couple drops and I would put this on after my moisturizer. And then I would put my my cosmetics on top of that. I don't know if either of you have a different routine for sunscreen.
Well, I love that, and I love the bottle. And I think I mentioned at one point, even my son tried to steal it from me. And I was like, no, you can't have this. It feels like a serum. It does not feel like a sunscreen. Again, growing up, my parents were not big on, I'm not saying it's right, but putting sunscreen into my pores. So I had a lot of burns, although my skin is kind of yellow, so I tanned a lot. So I actually didn't use sunscreen. Obviously a bad idea, I get that. And I have age spots all over my arms and hands for it. But this sunscreen, which I'm calling serum sunscreen, I put on my hands when I got it because I was like, okay, these hands really look older than I am. And I put it on my face as a sunscreen serum and went out in the sun. So you can use it when you're sunbathing or just going out. It doesn't have to be like a sun, because it's not like a bottle of sunscreen. You can use it as that, but you can use it as your serum to go out. I feel, at least that was my take on it.
It is quite moisturizing. That's true. And it's also what I learned is also, I do go out in the sun, obviously. But I also work from home. So I find myself, there are some days where I don't go out in the sun, and the old me would say, like, what do I need a sunscreen for? But turns out when you're in front of a computer screen all day, every day, that blue light will also damage your skin. And this formula protects your skin against the blue light damage, which apparently goes deeper into your skin. It's like, so yeah, Boom Sun is definitely, another multitasker, and it's an everyday type. Like you said, it's not just for going out in the sun. It's really, you want to wear it. It will moisturize your skin, but also if you're on the computers, on phones, on tablets, on, all these electronic devices that we use these days, also has protection against those types of rays. I do want to mention, I know I'm all excited about Boom Sun, but it is out of stock right now. So if you're interested in grabbing some, and you go to you go to the Boom store, just sign up for the wait list, and we will let you know as soon as it's back in stock, which should be very soon. So sorry, I didn't mean to get everybody all excited and then you can't buy it, but you can just get on the wait list and it should be back pretty soon. We'll we'll email you and let you know. And then I'm going to ask this one last question, and then we're going to move on to the next sort of section of conversation, which is really exciting. So Anne Merwin Harold Peterson, give us her full name there. Hi, Anne. She asks, what do you recommend for facial age spots? Now, personally, I definitely have some, and what I recommend is embrace them. Like, I'm not trying to fight them. I'm not trying to lighten them or get rid of them. Of course, if you are self-conscious of them, or, you want to, minimize them a little bit, you could certainly wear a light foundation or, some type of concealer. But for me, I'm just rolling with it. I have one right here that you can probably see that I don't cover up. It's right there. And I've had it forever. So I just say, that's just part of who I am.
Same. I have one. I'm trying to see. It's up here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's there. And there it is. I don't know. Just go with it.
Well, I have a lot more than one, and that's all those days out in the sun.
I might too. I don't know.
I really do. And I don't do anything about them. I look at them and say, well, I chose not to wear any sunscreen my whole life for the most part. And there you are. I think it's genetics too, because my father's skin was like this, and he was pale and couldn't go in the sun. So I think that's part of it too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that's definitely a factor. Great. Well, hopefully that answered your question, Anne. So we are going to kind of dive into the next phase of our conversation. And that is, we're going to talk about pro-age philosophies. And this is one of my favorite parts of any, conversation. We've done this a few times on Ladies' Night, because, and it's pro-age month. August is pro-age month. So I know both of you have really fascinating pro-age philosophies and stories to share. So we're going to move on to that. First, I'd love to, if you had someone, if you had to tell someone what pro-age means, what would you say? So I'm going to start with you, Carla.
I would say that pro-age is wisdom. And we know what my statement is about pro-age. It's that age is my stage. Because to me, it's a platform. And when I was younger, people talked about, they're old, and you kind of ignore people, and they're old. The wisdom and the experience that somebody with age has is so not to be ignored. Like I tell my children, I simply know more than you. And I wasn't comfortable at first saying that until someone said, but you actually do. I'm not saying I'm always right, but when I've lived almost 60 years, I simply know more than you do, guys. So this is a platform that you can't run from age. Growing up, everybody hid their age. My mom didn't, but most you couldn't ask ages, and it was a big secret. And people were dying, and you didn't know how old they were when we were little. I think you either get old or you don't. There's not an in between. I mean, there can be, but it's really everyone's going to get older. So if you run from that, You can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. So why not take it? What have you learned? Make it your platform. I make it my stage, and I say, this is what I've learned, and this is what I do, and I'm still learning. So I'm psyched about taking that, because fighting age would do nothing but depress me and go backwards. So I think it's all about moving forward and wisdom and power.
I love it. My age is my stage. And you already know that we are going to be quoting that. We love it so much. It really resonates. And I think, for everyone watching tonight, and really to our readers, that is just something that really feels very genuine to our message. How about you, Kate? I know you mentioned that, pro-age means not hiding. So Carla just sort of mentioned that too. Would love to hear a little bit more about that.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to piggyback on the not hiding. And for me, and, everybody's at a different place. Like, you want to color your hair, go for it. I'm not saying everyone needs to let stop dyeing your hair. For me, the hiding piece was my hair. I was constantly dyeing. It was the color of my brows. So I just was always, because it's the outgrowth, right? So I had this outgrowth, with my brown. So I was constantly either putting a headband on or a scarf, or when I have a wedding, when can I color my hair? And I just felt like oppressed by this constantly. And for me, the letting my hair go, which I'll talk about that in a second as well, was just liberating. So I was no longer hiding. And as a result, I just carry myself differently. I feel just like, here it is, people, like, here I am, whatever, for good or bad. Like, I just feel so much more liberated and free. And as a result, I want to talk about that, like, that phrase, like, oh, she let herself go, or he let himself go, or whatever, which is kind of a gross statement. But I kind of play with that a little and talk about, instead of letting yourself go as we age, I talk about, instead of, just letting go. So letting go is a sign of liberation. Like, let go, say yes, like, let go of those attachments, or what are people thinking about me? I don't really care. I'm at an age, I've lived on this earth for 54 years. And if I want to ride my bike at night in the dark with a light with a bunch of my middle-aged girlfriends, like wild maniacs, we're going to do that. You know what I mean? So that's just one example. Just not saying I do that. Well, I really do. But so just that liberation, that letting go, saying yes to things. I don't know if that makes sense, but that to me is the pro-age, saying yes and being as physically active as you can, and, use it or lose it, all those kinds of those things for me. So
it makes perfect sense. In fact, hearing both of you kind of express what pro-age means to you just always reminds me of, and this is one of the most, amazing things that Cindy has said, and that has always stuck with me, is aging is simply another word for living. And it's like, if you don't want to age, like, what is that saying? So for me, that's pro-aging. It's just, you just want to keep on living. I love the idea of, like you said, just, it's so freeing. Same with my silver hair. Now I'm not quite ready to cut the length off. I don't know if I will. I love the way that your hair looks, Kate, with the shorter hair. It just looks so beautiful. It looks like it's probably so easy to care for. And yeah, I think that, just not dyeing it anymore, it's like, it sets you free in a way. It really does.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me,
and the time too. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely. So I'm going to ask another question here. So Carla, I know that you switched careers kind of in the middle of your life, as you explained it. How did being pro-age help with that transition? That's a big one.
Confidence, I think. I think there was confidence when you're young, which is not a bad thing. You're trying to please more people, and you're trying to do the right thing, and you have these goals. And when you get to be, I think it was about 45, I could feel inside there was a time for change. And I think a lot of us feel our due north or our true north is changing. And so many people say, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But you can take those leaps of faith because you're not necessarily thinking, oh, I'm running out of time, but you think, well, if not now, when? So if you I'm a big believer in going with the flow and following the guideposts. I just live in that kind of frame of thinking. So I think that's what did it for me, following guideposts and knowing why not now.
Right. I love that. Yeah. I feel like it's also, for me anyway, it's more of a calculated risk as far as like taking, you know more, as you said earlier, you have just more wisdom and more knowledge. You've sort of tried and failed a few times or tried a few things. You sort of know, you're not just winging it like an 18-year-old, just picking something, throwing a dart out and wondering where it might land. You have a little bit more experience to kind of know. But I love that. Yeah, that is, it's a big deal. I have not switched careers in the middle of my life. I feel like I'm right in the middle of my life right now. In fact, I plan to live to be 104. I'm 52, and that is exactly, I'm right in the middle right now. So we'll see. Assuming I'm healthy and all of that, of course. But yeah, I really admire that. Just it takes a little bit of bravery too, because you can sort of be so comfortable, you're in your comfort zone. This has been working, like why mess with it? But to have like that courage, that bravery to try something new, that's just really fascinating. And I love that, Carla. I love that.
Thanks for me. And we go back to what we talked about earlier. I never fit in. I never fit the norm. I was kind of always, I don't know if it's the outcast or the different one. And that's all I knew. So for me, to perform in a show years ago, I was already, the person people were whispering about possibly, and I didn't care. So if I was going to change careers to have people say anything, that was all I know. I don't know how to be the one, the vanilla that blends in. Right. I kind of envy that. I mean, I really do, but it's just not what I was put here to do. So I was like, okay, people don't like it. Okay, I'm just going to do it anyway.
I love it. Very inspiring. I love that. So before we move on, I am going to ask another trivia question. So this might be the last one. Oh no, there's actually one more after this, but I'm going to ask another trivia question. And this one should be pretty simple if you've been here for the past 15 or 20 minutes. I mentioned a little while ago that I went to on a trip with my son, and I mentioned two cities that we visited, the major cities. We went a few other places, but the two major cities. If you remember that, just drop your answer in the comments, and you will win this lovely. I shall take it out again. This lovely mesh bag that I have all my beach stuff in, and some of my beach stuff. That just fell out. And I think and it's a good size too. It's really, it's a good size. You can fit, this is a fairly large beach towel. And again, the patch on it, which is our tagline, it's about women, it's about beauty, it's about time, will come right side up. Mine happens to be upside down just because I have the prototype. But yeah, if you want to win that bag, just drop the two cities that I visited with my son earlier this summer. And I'm going to give you a couple minutes to answer that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to jump into sharing a couple more boom tips. So I know that both of you ladies are boom pros, and I'd like to see if you have any unusual tips you'd like to share. I'm going to start by asking first how each of you found boom. Like, how did you hear about us? How did you find boom originally?
I found boom. I don't know the exact answer, but I know I've used boom at least 8 years. I thought it was 7, but it was a long time ago. And it must have been on social media. And it was Cindy that kind of caught my attention because she was, older and then spotted as a model, and she wasn't very tall. And I went through trying to model when I was young, but I was never tall enough. And I listened to her story and I read a little bit about her, and she kind of lived in an area near me. I was like, okay, she was captivating to me. I loved her change of life story. I kind of related to that. So I bought the Boom Glow, and I carried that around for years. I mean, well before the product line came to what it is today. So I go back quite a way with it.
And I have a similar, I think I first saw her on Facebook, it kind of the same thing. And at that point, my hair was brown and I was struggling with the silver. And I didn't know that there was makeup. I just didn't know there was like makeup more geared towards older women. So that was new to me. And it was sort of fascinating. And I loved the idea of these little sticks. And then again, I loved her story too. And I thought of this years ago about I was like, what, could I do that too with my hair? But there was no way I was doing it. Right. So it took me many years to get past that. But that's how I originally found Boom was, I think it was on Facebook, and her story was so captivating and just really cool. Yeah. I did not know about the makeup for, just a different type of makeup. I didn't know it existed. So
yeah, I think it frankly did not really exist. I mean, Cindy she coined the phrase, the pro-age movement, pro-age revolution, which now we're starting to see that, in a lot of different places. I've seen an article with Jamie Lee Curtis talking about pro-age, and last week I saw another one with like Renee Zellweger talking about pro-age and like, what is this anti-age and why are we anti-aging and all of that, when we should just be pro-aging. And so I feel like, Cindy, obviously she was ahead of her time. She was the pioneer on this. And, same, her story was so captivating to me. And it's not just about the makeup and the makeup sticks. It's more, it's more about embracing who you are and simplifying things. Let's boil it down to like, yeah, we all want to, look a little touched up when we go out into the world, but we can do it in a simple and very natural way. And so that, that's how the trio was born. And the glow stick, I call it a glow stick. It makes me think of those things you crack and like, carry around in the dark, but the boomstick glow, that is just, I don't know why I don't say that's my favorite, because it's in every bag. I probably have 4 or 5 of them. It's in pockets. It's in my car. It's wherever I am, because it is, it's moisture kind of on the go. You can travel with it. You don't have to worry. It's not, about the 4 ounce. It's TSA friendly, all of that, as is the entire, boomstick trio. But yeah, boomstick glow is definitely, it's just one of those products that like, where have you been all my life? Right. I'm just,
we've all talked about like thinking we were, oh, this is a unique way, but like on the cuticles and you know what I mean? On your tips, I thought I was cool, so thinking I was the only guy that did that, but everyone does it. Well, if you don't, you should. So
yes, definitely. So if you have not tried that, definitely put a little on your cuticles tonight. It's like a little overnight
manicure. Yeah,
it's really nice. It softens everything up. I also have used it on my brows just to sort of tame them a little bit. This is actually before we came out with Boom Brow, but even if you just want a little bit of moisture there, it's just so nice because it's a very, you can be very direct with where you put it. So yeah, it's definitely, one of my faves too.
The neck. I don't want us to forget the neck. You could put it on your neck before you go to sleep.
That's true.
I use it on my neck a lot.
Yeah, that's actually true. I don't use a lot on my neck before I go to sleep, but I'm going to try that tonight.
I do. I told Mom my hands, or if everything gets on my hands. But yeah, the neck, even when I first got it years ago, as I said, it was the first product I bought. I went right to my neck, everywhere else, but I did.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. It's like I said, it's so, you can really put it anywhere and be very precise with it. If you just need it, if you just have, your elbows or just like a small spot you want to use it on. And you can also use it on your whole face or, your neck, like you mentioned.
Or just your lips, like could just be a chapstick too.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely use it as a chapstick. Yeah.
Yeah. I often use it as a chapstick. So
yeah. Yeah. In fact, I'm hoping that someday, there are those few products in history that you call them by their brand name, right? Like chapstick and Kleenex and Q-tips. But I'm hoping one day that we call it a boomstick, right?
Yeah.
Because it's that, to me, it's just that groundbreaking and that amazing.
Totally.
So I know that you also both love Boom Bright, which is our mascara.
Yeah, I have that on right now.
Yeah.
I love I don't have it on my person, but if you have it to show, because I love the applicator.
Yeah.
I love how it comes. But I have that on. I love it.
I think it's out of focus there, but yeah, Carla has it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The applicator's key here. You're right.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know about y'all, but I have less eyelashes than I ever had. I don't know where they go, but part of aging, my eyelashes aren't what they used to be. And the way the brush is, it's actually bigger and separated, really gets in there. And for people like myself whose eyelashes just aren't, the way they used to be.
Right. Yeah. I love that you point that out. That is definitely something that, we try to consider everything that a woman in this, age group would be going through. And one of the things is thinning, your eyelashes get a little bit thinner. They thin out. I'm experiencing the same thing. And like, how can you, in everything from the brush to the formula itself to the ingredients, how can we really, create a product that creates the best experience? This is also, as all of our other products, as I mentioned, this is also buildable. So you put on one, that's sort of how I wear it. I'll wear one coat, because again, the Jersey girl can't leave without the lashes. So I just do one just to comb them out and have them have a little bit of presence. But then if you're going out, you just put another layer on and, you could even do 3. I've done 3. And then it really creates this kind of, a little bit more dramatic contrast look, which I love about it. So yeah, I love that you can appreciate the thought that went into that applicator, because it is, it's definitely something that we spent a lot of time on. And the componentry too, this is sugarcane plastic. So it's made in a way that is much more environmentally friendly. We also have, there's an article on the blog somewhere, you can search for it, where we tell you when you're all done with your bright, you can actually upcycle this wand and send it to a woman. She's in upstate New York, I believe. She has like a preserve where she cares for animals that, she uses these to like clean duck feathers and like, like she'll use it because they need these precise little brushes. And so, we sort of partnered with her in a way to, if we have people out there, when you use it, like, don't just toss it in the trash, like it can go and live another whole life and help an animal. And I think all the information for that is on the blog. So really quick, we do have a winner for our last trivia question. Barbara, I hope that I pronounced your last name correctly. Kochevar. She answered London and Amsterdam, which is correct. That is where we went. Not in that order. We went to Amsterdam first, but I think I did say London and Amsterdam. But yes, you are the winner of this lovely mesh boom bag. So thank you for jumping in there. And then before we move on, I just want to ask if either of you have any other unusual tips for any of the products that you want to share. I know we kind of, talked about most of them all through, the conversation, but if there's anything else that we didn't touch on, would love to ask before we move on.
We haven't talked about the Boom Scrub. And I know that it's, everything can be multitasked here and multifaceted, but because I'm obsessed with hands and arms on the sun thing, but I don't just use it on my face. I use it on my arms as an exfoliator on my arms. And
yeah.
And obviously my hands. And it does give a more, refreshed, youthful kind of perky look. So I don't use it, and I will put it on my neck. So I don't just use it on my face.
I've also used it on my heels. So it's funny that you say that. I have it in the shower with me. I will use it on my heels as well. My dry heels that no one needs to hear about. It is a thing.
We all have
somebody.
We all have them. Yes. Can I say one other thing about the Boom Bright though?
Of course.
Because I love it. I don't know if other people have the problem. And I think I said this somewhere along the way when I was talking about this product. It stays on, like, so you don't get smudges, or especially during the mask wearing time, you didn't get that, mascara, as I called it, because how the mascara would bleed. But that being said, it does, when you're trying to get it off of your face at night, it comes off very nicely. So it doesn't come off when you don't want it to, but it comes off when you want it to. And I love that, because I have found in the past that sometimes it's hard to get makeup off.
Yeah.
So I wanted to point that out too.
Very true. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that. It is a water-based formula. So it does come off with just water. Now, obviously, it comes off a lot easier if you add a little Boom Clean, or even now I don't do it because I don't know, I tend to be clumsy maybe, and I could get product in my eyes very easily. My eyes get irritated really easily. But some people will use just a little bit of Boom Silk or a little bit of gold on like a cotton pad and just wipe it, and then that also will take it off. But soap and water for me works the best. I just use a little Boom Clean, and it does, like you said, it does come off. It doesn't flake off when you don't want it to come off. It stays put. But then, at the end of the night, when you want to, take it off, it definitely comes off very easily.
Yeah.
Love that. Yes. So I have one final trivia question. And this one's kind of fun because there are no wrong answers for this one. So it's really going to be just a first come, a first answer wins kind of thing. So what are two places that you can apply Boomstick Glimmer? We did talk about this. So, and again, there's more than two places, but there's no wrong answer. So if the first person to kind of mention two places that you can apply Boomstick Glimmer will win this fabulous mesh bag. There's my dog wants to say hello to everyone. And let's see. Patty is asking, she says, Kate, I love your glasses. Who is the designer? I think I love them too when I saw them.
I'll put them on again. I think I got them at the grocery store, and I think it's,
I love it.
Is it Peepers? Could it be? Is that a thing? I can't see.
Are they like the cheater style?
Yeah, they're cheaters. They're readers. So they're the kind, they have them at my grocery store. They're like $22.
I love it.
I think, I can get my other glasses and then see what the name is. I think they're called Peepers though.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Peers. And they come with a little eyeglass case.
Love it.
Yes, they are Peepers.
And we have a winner, by the way, on the Boomstick Glimmer. Debbie Santos said eyes and cheeks, and that is correct. So Debbie, you will also be winning one of these lovely mesh bags. I think that was our last trivia question of the night. And so I'm just going to kind of open it up for the last few minutes. If anyone has a question about anything, I'm going to kind of skim through here. I think I got all the questions as we went along, which was kind of fun, so that there's not too many things that I skipped over. If there were a duplicate question, I may have skipped over. Nancy did ask, does Boom make a concealer? We do not make a concealer. And let's see. Okay, so June says, one of my biggest makeup challenges is eyebrows. Will Boom develop a good eyebrow product? So if you mean besides this mousse that we have, the Boom Brow Mousse, it's possible. I don't want to say too much, but it is possible. We're definitely exploring. We send a survey out if you purchase products from us. We do send a survey out, and one of the questions is, what other products would you like to see us make? And yes, we have had people ask if we're going to be making, eyebrow pencils or, eyeshadows or other things. And, depending on what the product is, we may already be talking about certain products. But yeah, if you get the product survey, definitely let us know what you are looking for. And, we might just release something in the future. But for right now, it is just the Boom Brow, but it's in two colors. And, as both Kate and Carla have said, we're all fans of it. But you do have to have actual eyebrows in order to use it. Let's see. So I also want to remind everyone that we are going to be putting Boom Gold and Boom Nectar, two of our favorites tonight. We're going to be putting those on sale in the Boom store very soon, probably in the next couple of days. So keep your eye out on your inbox or on our social media pages for that. And again, if you have any questions at all before we sort of call it a night, let us know. And let's see. Okay, so we are going to be announcing the winners of our giveaway, I think. I hope I'm right about that. My team is going to be posting the names of the winners. So if you do see your name, it will kind of confirm that you were a winner. And they're also going to reach out to you on Facebook. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I think I had that little note to myself before we had this little glitch. So apologies for that. We will reach out to you probably after the live. So just, make sure you check your Facebook message or I don't know, will our support team reach out to the winners? I'm not sure. Somebody's going to find you though and get this mesh bag to you. Yeah, so I don't see any other questions. Although I think everybody's going to be running to the store to see if they can find peepers. I thought the same thing. I think it's just the shape on your face is just, it's beautiful. Like it's just such a great shape and color for your face. Yeah, so they really stood out for me when I saw you last night with them on too.
Well, thank you.
Nice. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So just confirming, the team will definitely reach out to you if you won our trivia. So thank you for participating. That was kind of fun to do it that way. We love giving stuff away. And so we might just do that again on a future ladies' night. But I think that that's probably the last of the questions. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to say thank you to both of you, Carla and Kate, for joining us. It was so much fun. It was really fun getting to know both of you and hear your stories and learn a little bit more about you. We really appreciate the demos and all the stories and tips. So I just we're going to say bye to everyone out there in Facebook land. I don't know why I call it Facebook land. It sounds a little silly. Out there watching us on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us and participating in the trivia. And we had a really great night. So thank you again. And we'll see you on a future ladies' night. Bye.
Bye.